This is a brief overview for the page called Mean Concentrations of Total and Dissolved Phosphorus in Stormwater Runoff. As on any manual page, to see the contents, you simply hover over the page contents and you can see the contents of this page. I'll briefly go through each of the sections on this page. So event mean concentrations are the average pollutant concentration for a given stormwater event, usually expressed in units of mass per volume, such as milligrams per liter. The objective of this page is to provide information that can be used in calculating pollutant loads and reductions in pollutant loading associated with implementation of best management practices. There's summary information up here at the top of the page for recommended total event mean concentrations for different land uses. We have a section describing the methodology that was used to derive these values, and that's described here, including the references that were used. We then provide a section on recommended event mean concentrations for several land uses. For each land use, there'll be a recommended value in this blue information box at the top of each section. There's then a description of that land use and the value and how it was derived for that land use. So we just looked at residential. We also have values for commercial land use, industrial land use, open space, transportation corridors, roof, mixed land uses. Now for mixed land use, you will have to conduct a calculation because you have multiple event mean concentrations from different land uses, and that equation is shown here as well as an example calculation. We provide some information on agricultural land use. It's not the focus of this page. We provide links to that information where you can get more information if you need it. This table here will provide a summary of event mean concentrations for total phosphorus by land use. We provide a range, a recommended value, and notes. If you want to link to this table, you'd simply click on this link right here. We provide some information on event mean concentrations for dissolved phosphorus. There isn't as much information on dissolved phosphorus in the literature, so we just simply provide a summary table. We provide a discussion of factors affecting total phosphorus concentrations in stormwater runoff, such as tree canopy coverage, fall leaf drops, length of time between runoff events, and so forth. If you're interested in adjusting your event mean concentration, there is some information here. For example, tree canopy cover will affect your event mean concentration, and we provide some discussion of how you can adjust your event mean concentration based on canopy coverage. There's a short section on the effect of event mean concentration on pollutant loading, including this figure here showing the effect. Ratios of particulate to dissolved phosphorus are important. Dissolved phosphorus is the more bioavailable form, and unfortunately it is more difficult to treat than particulate phosphorus. If you want a link to a greater discussion of phosphorus in water, you would link here. We also provide a table with some particulate phosphorus fractions or ratios from the literature. Now, when you're accounting for pollutant loading, event mean concentration is only one of two factors. The volume of runoff is another factor affecting pollutant loading. So you'll need to make adjustments for the percent impervious in an area. And we have curve number table and runoff coefficient tables here that you can use to make those calculations. We then provide an example using the minimal impact design standards calculator, and then end the page with a summary of references.